All right, so my first 24 picks, or was it? Yeah, 24 picks were not the greatest. 19-5 straight up in my first 24 picks. 7-6 against the spread of those games so far, which is even worse. But I always start this way. We've now seen teams played. Let's see if I can get better this week. In week 2, are you ready? Are you ready for the picks? Let's go. Uh, I got these lines. Well, I did my predictions, and then I look at the line, and I see where it differs, and then I pick out the games I like to bet. This time, I'm not going to bore you with whether I would bet or not. I'm going to tell you I have 7 bets this week. So stay tuned. But I'm going to give you 13 straight up predictions in this video. On Saturday, I was really great in the picks against the spread. I was 6-2. So, but then USC proved that they have a much better defense than this year than I thought that they would versus LSU, nonetheless, on Sunday, which robbed me of another pick against the spread. So 7-6 in that category so far. Who was I wrong about the most? Could be a few teams. Florida. I had Florida going 8-4, but Florida gave their soul to Miami, so that's not going to happen now. Who I have had wrong too in this preseason. I thought Miami would go 9-3. Now I think they will be much better than that. So they went their separate ways in the Florida region. Florida will be worse. Miami could win the ACC now because of another team that I was wrong on the most, which was Florida State. They lost to Georgia Tech in Dublin. But then Boston College drubbed them at home, and it was not pretty to watch for them. I had Florida State in the 12-team playoff. I had them winning the ACC. That's not going to happen now. So them were kind of the areas where I was wrong. In my bets, I try to pick upper echelon teams, as many as possible for entertainment purposes, but also it gives me a bigger range of being right or wrong, hopefully right. And I have made 13 game predictions this week, straight up, like I said. Then I saw what Vegas thinks. And a lot of them are close to mine, so I will not bet them. I'll stay away from them, but I'll tell you what I think and who's going to win and what the line is and everything for all 13 games. Here we go. Are you ready? Here I go with week 2 picks. All of them are Saturday games this week. Go figure. I was 6-2 last week on Saturday. I'm sticking to those. Thursday and Friday games always throw me for a loop. So why haven't I learned from that from the past? So here we go. Let's start with Michigan. Why not? It's noon, big noon, Saturday kickoff on Fox versus Texas. I did a whole prediction video on this. You can go click on it here in the card. But I think Michigan, I was overzealous on the scoring that would happen in this game and that prediction. I am taking away a touchdown for each team, and I'm adding a field goal for each team. But it's still going to go to overtime at 27-27, and Michigan will win 34-27 in overtime because of a pick six or a big run by Mullings or Donovan Edwards after the defense has the short field position in overtime to win versus Texas. All right. The line has shot through the roof. It was 3.5. Now it's 7.5 last I saw. I got it at 6.5. And I'm not betting it. No way I'm betting Michigan after they did not cover the spread versus Fresno State. So we move on to the next game. It's at noon as well. It's Bowling Green at Penn State. I think Penn State wins this game 52-6. I got the line at 32.5. I'm betting Penn State to cover all those points. By far, I'm betting that game. So that's a locked in 1 of 7 bets. And then at noon, a non-bet is at Arkansas versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, I think wins this game 34-27, and the line is 8. I had 7. The line is 8. Too close to call. No bet here, and I think now Oklahoma State is people are betting on Oklahoma State. So yeah, I'm staying away from that. Kansas State at Tulane. Like I said, I got these lines from last night, late last night. Kansas State is at Tulane. I have Tulane winning this game. I had it in the preseason when I was predicting every team's win and loss through their schedule. And Kansas State I had losing at Tulane. Listen, the team they just played, who was it? They covered the spread, and I picked that too. Now I got them losing 24-20. Tulane is getting 10.5 points in this game. I would bet that. I wouldn't go, as much conviction as I had Tulane winning this game. I'm not going to bet the money line, but I'll take 10.5 points per last night. You're not going to get that now, but that's what I had. And then at 2 o'clock on Saturday, Tennessee Tech is at Georgia. There was not a line out at the time last night, but I have Georgia winning 63-0 is my prediction, and I can't bet because there's no line. All right, here's a bet at 3:30. NIU at Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins 49-7. A pretty easy drubbing of NIU after that great performance at Texas A&M. They're going to be flying high and ready to go. Notre Dame's only favored by 29.5. I'd definitely betting Notre Dame to lay those points and win by more than that because, what is that? That's like a 42-point difference. Anyway. At 3:30 as well, Baylor is at Utah. Now, Utah is one of my teams that I have in the playoff. I think they're going to win the Big 12 and be a top 4 seed. That said, I don't know what Baylor is. I have no clue what they are. I think Utah wins this game 31-17. And Vegas thought 15.5 point victory for Utah, which is only 1.5 points off of what I had, so non-bet for me. Then at 3:30 as well, we have the in-state rivals in Iowa. Iowa State is at Iowa. I had Iowa winning this game 20-17. They found an offense, scored 40 points, but can they do that versus a pretty damn good Big 12 defense in Iowa State? I think they can get 20, and I think Iowa's defense is really good. Vegas had the same number as I did, 3. So I'm staying away from that as well. And then at 7 o'clock, South Florida is at Alabama. And Alabama was only favored by 30.5. I have them winning by 45-13. That's 32 points. That's only 1.5 point difference, but come on. It's Alabama at home versus USF. They gotta cover that spread. They obliterated their spread last week. They're gonna do it again. I'm betting it. Then also at 7 o'clock, Buffalo is at Missouri, and I had Missouri winning 41-10. The line from Vegas was 34.5 on Monday night, and I thought that's too close. Even though it's a couple, like 4.5 points off. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Missouri's offense yet. Their defense looked pretty good. Buffalo as well. I got my cousin in my ear telling me the MAC is going to be great. They're going to get a team in to the playoffs. So I'm confused on that. I'm not staying. I'm going to stay away, but Missouri will win that game straight up. And then Kansas is at Illinois. I think Illinois at home wins this game 28-27. Kansas is favored by 5.5. So I'm going to take all them 5.5 points and say Illinois covers. And I will bet that game. And then at 7:30, Western Michigan is at Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins this game 56-10 versus Western Michigan. Ohio State's only favored by 38.5. I'm going over. They're going to cover. I'll bet that game. And then Tennessee is at North Carolina State. Now, both teams won. One looked a lot better than the other one did, and that's the road team, Tennessee. But it's on the road. I think Tennessee wins 34-24. So a 10-point win. They're only favored by 7.5. So I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to ignore the hook there and say Tennessee can cover that spread at North Carolina State. And I'm going to bet it. So them are my 7 bets. I got Penn State over Bowling Green covering. I got Tulane over Kansas State. Notre Dame over NIU. Alabama over USF. A lot of home teams winning. Illinois over Kansas, covering the spread, that is. And then Ohio State over Western Michigan. And then the one road team I have covering the spread this week, Tennessee at NC State. Hopefully I can do better than the 7-6. I feel confident in these picks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I missing out on any gems out there? Let me know. I don't bet, but what are you thinking? What is a lock in your mind? Thank you, everybody. Remember to like the video, share, subscribe, and go watch other videos that I've had. Like I said, the one will be on the card. And have a great night out there, everybody. Gamble responsibly, but go blue.